Giants receiver Odell Beckham Jr. will not play Sunday. An independent counsel upheld his one-game suspension after that incident last Sunday against the Carolina Panthers and Josh Norman. I'm Brian Clark at CineSport talking about this with Paul Newberry of the AP. Paul's upholding the suspension the right decision?
Well, I think so. I mean, it was there's really no defense for Odell Beckham's conduct the other day in that game. I think certainly he was goaded into what he did, but I mean, you know, diving into somebody with a helmet and 3 personal fouls, I think that was kind of a no-brainer that he would that suspension would be upheld.
And more on the guy he dove into and maybe goaded him into it in a bit, but Beckham also wrote a long apology letter. He posted it online. Does that show of contrition change anything in your mind?
Well, I think it shows that he's, you know, a pretty mature young man who seems like he's going to learn from this. If opponents know that you can be goaded into doing something, you know, getting penalties called on you, do things, you know, get off of your game. I mean, that's like the, you know, the oldest trick in sports. So I think it shows that he realizes, you know, he let himself get way out of control on Sunday, looking at that letter and what he said in that letter, you know, fully falling on the sword. I think that's a good sign and a sign that, you know, he won't make this same mistake again.
And then on the other side of things, Josh Norman, who we just mentioned, fined $26,000. Also, Ron Rivera, the Panthers have come under criticism for taunting Beckham, carrying baseball bats onto the field. Do you think they're getting hit with sort of the right level of blame in this whole mess? Are they getting too bad of a rap, or do they need to clean things up a bit?
I think, you know, the guy walking around on the field with a baseball bat before the game, I think the league might want to address that there's no need for that. And apparently now it's sort of come out that somebody kind of came over to him and, you know, was making sort of threatening remarks while holding this baseball bat. You know, I don't see any reason why you should carry a baseball bat onto a football field. So I think the league, you know, punishment-wise was probably about in the ballpark, you know, finding Josh Norman. But I think maybe also take the steps you can't, let's not bring any deadly weapons from other sports onto the field before the game.
Good rule of thumb going forward. Paul Newberry of the AP. Thanks, Paul.